Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. In this video we are going to talk about my first paycheck budget for the month of June. Yes, we're going to talk about the numbers. We're going to tell all the business. That's what this is. That's what this channel is about. I tell y'all all my business. I got paid on June 10th. That was my first paycheck in the month of June, okay? What we see here is the balance that's in my bank account on the day that I got paid. The balance in my checking account on the day that I got paid. This is not what I got paid. That would be super dope if this is what I got paid, but this is not. It's the balance. Now we need to distribute all this money and put it somewhere. The reason why it's so high at $15,302 is because I hadn't been moving my money around the way I should have, and that just means moving it to savings accounts and stuff. So we're gonna get all of that squared away right now, okay? So the first thing I do when I get paid is I check this bank account and I just make sure that everything here is copacetic. All the things that came in were supposed to come in, and all the things that went out was supposed to go out. We see that I have a $3 ATM rebate. That is because my bank is an online bank, so whenever I use an ATM, that money is refunded to me. But because I also live a credit card lifestyle, I really don't use the bank as much because I really don't carry around cash. So after I check that, the first thing that I do with my first paycheck of the month is I go in and I pay my mortgages. All of my bills are paid from the money that I make that month. And because the first usually falls before the 16th, it always falls before the 16th of the month, I will wait till I get my first paycheck to make my mortgage payment. So we are going to go in and do our mortgage payment of $2,583.73. And then that will bring our bank account down to $12,718. And then I'm going to make an additional principal payment, and this is the money that I saved from the previous month to go here, and that's going to be $844. A lot of you know I am on a journey to pay my home off sooner rather than later. And so after we make that $844 payment, we have $11,874 remaining. Then what I do after I make my payments and stuff, then I go to Every Dollar. That's where I track all of my spending and all of my income and all of my things. I go to Every Dollar and I make sure I go in and zero out what we just did. So I'm going to zero out that mortgage payment, and then I'm going to go to May's month and zero out that $844 that I set aside from May to add to this payment. I live a credit card lifestyle, and that basically means is that I try to pay everything that I can in my life with credit cards, and I get points that I use for travel. So that's how I keep a lot of my travel expenses low. And my strategy is always to pay off the balance of the card every month so that I don't pay anything extra in interest and I don't pay late fees. Okay, so the first credit card we're going to take a look at is Bank of America. Bank of America, we see that I have a current balance of $812.73, and we also see that I have 92,848 points. That is the equivalent of $928 worth of points, okay? And I plan on using those points to either buy my ticket to Seattle, Washington, or I plan on using it to buy my ticket to Amsterdam if the one trip I want to do takes place later on this year, okay? Now that I'm thinking about it, I probably won't use it. I probably won't use points to Seattle. And that's because anytime a ticket, I would say it's under $300 or so, I just pay that with cash because it's not a whole lot. I try to really save my points for international flight tickets. But y'all know with COVID, we haven't been doing much of that. And so hopefully we get to resume doing that in the future. All right, so now what we're going to do is take a look at the things that I purchased with this credit card to make sure that everything is legit. It's $35 for my timeshare fee, and I talked to you guys about that in a previous video. We see that Nordstrom's refunded me $164, and that is because I returned some bras that just didn't work for me. $79 for my eyelash subscription, and $35 for my lash upgrade plus tip. $95, that was for my hair appointment. And then I had made a payment of $1,386. $30 was for parking at the airport, and $65 was to get my nails did. $96 was for an HOA, and then $15 and $14 back to back was at a movie theater. $10 right here, that's for some magnets that I bought in New Hampshire. And then $140 was for my cleaning service. When I add up everything that I owe, that I'm paying, everything that I owe that I'm paying, there's stories, y'all, there's stories. But what I'm gonna pay on this card, this paycheck, is $600. When we make that $600 payment, we have $11,274 remaining. The next card we're going to take a look at is the American Express card. Now, Bank of America, I choose to use Bank of America when I know that I basically get low points for the purchases on other cards, because Bank of America's lowest point that they give me is 1.5. So instead of getting 1 point for every dollar I spend, I get a point and a half for every dollar that I spend. So the cards that I use are based off of what it gives me in points. And some of the things are just based off of, I don't know, I just use the card. And that would be American Express. Now, if I went to the grocery store more often, I don't. I would actually use my groceries on American Express because I get more points for groceries on this card. But then, so we just have a few things that we let this card pay for. YouTube Premium at $11.99. My car insurance at $135.40. And my Easy Pass at $25. And then there's also a $13.99 fee, and that is for Netflix. And so when we add up all of those things, I owe $186 on American Express, and that's going to leave us with $11,088 in our checking account, okay? Also, if we look at our points, we see that we have 32,000 points. That's about $320 worth of points. The last card we're going to take a look at is my City Prestige card. I owe $1,126 on this card, and then we also see that I have a little over 127,000 points, and that's about $1,271 in points on this card. Now, this card I'm looking at it. Okay, so obviously I basically use this card for fast food and eating out because I get 5 times the points whenever I use this card. We see that we have a whole bunch of eating out. Let's see, the thing that's not eating out is this Omni charge right here at $102. And you see that gave me 306 points. So actually that gave me 3 times the points. So airline looks like it gives me, airline is 5 times the points, but this hotel fee right here gave me 3 times the points. So what this is also showing me, because I do try to maximize my points and use the cards that are most advantageous for those points. So what I'm going to do is double check all my cards and see who gives me the best deals for hotels. And then I will write that down in my cheat sheet, because I keep cheat sheets. I know a lot of it by heart, but a lot of things I write down my cheat sheet. So I write down my cheat sheet so I will know whenever I'm doing a hotel stay or whatever, which card would be the best card to use. So basically for my Citibank, I'm going to pay $983 on this card. And then this is going to leave us with $10,105. Now I go over to every dollar and I reconcile everything that I just paid, all of the fast food, and in every dollar I have everything itemized one at a time. So I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna make sure that everything balances out. Now I do this, I don't just do this like once a month, I actually do this sometimes daily, mostly weekly, so that it doesn't get too burdensome or overwhelming, okay? And so once we zero everything out, I then take a look at what are some things that may be in this bank account that's a holdover from a previous month. For instance, in a previous month of March, I had put $200 away to pay for car registrations, right? So I'm going to go ahead and subtract that $200 now so I know that I don't want to move it anywhere else that it's already spoken for. So that's going to give us $9,905, okay? Then I take a look at every dollar and I see, is there anything here that I will pay for that doesn't necessarily get paid for with the credit card? Yeah, so scrolling through every dollar, I can see that in the month of June, I don't have anything that I am doing with cash money just yet, because even with my giving, I give at the end of the month. At the end of the month, after I resolve that everything that I have to take care of in my personal life is taken care of, and that the money that I'm setting aside to give is actually free to be given, okay? I look at that as put your own mask on first, and then all of the extra stuff you can do later. Same thing with my savings, same thing with what I'm going to pay extra on my mortgage. I have the idea of what I would like to give, the idea of what I would like to save, the idea of what I would like to spend, put extra towards my mortgage, but the end of the month will actually tell us the truth of, do we have it available to actually do those things, or does something else pop up during the month, making it so that we really kind of maybe can't do the number that we said we were going to do, okay? Now, the next thing I'm going to do, because we still have over 9,000 in this account, is I'm going to look from May and April to make sure that I did move the money that I said I was going to put into savings where it needed to go. And I didn't do that. I already know. That's why this account is so high. So right now, I know that I have $9,250 that needs to go to one savings account. So we're going to go ahead and move that money, and then that's going to leave us with $655, and then I have $174 that needs to go to another savings account, and that is going to leave us with $481. Okay, now I can go back to those previous months and zero that out, showing that I did in fact move the money where they belonged. And so with this $481, it is not spending money. Every dollar tells me exactly what I have for spending money. This money right here, the $481, I just leave it there in my checking account so that it can pay more bills or do whatever it was earmarked to do. Every dollar tells me exactly what I earmarked every single dollar of my budget to go. The last thing I'm going to do for this paycheck is I'm going to go in and I'm going to pay some bills with my credit card that I need to pay for this month. But of course, this payment, the only thing that I'm going to reflect in every dollar is I'm going to make a note saying the date that I paid it with my credit card. I don't actually go into every dollar to zero it out as paid until I actually pay the balance of that credit card off. So right now we're going to do the electricity bill at $185, and we are going to pay the gas bill at $53. We are also going to pay our car property taxes at $460. And that is it, guys. That is our paycheck budget. That's what we did when we got paid, how we are staying on top of our finances, staying on top of our financial goals, and staying on top of our lives. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to thumbs up, talk to me in the comments, and subscribe if you're not already a member of the Fab family. Until the next video, guys. Peace.